But now I see him getting a little aggressive, walking towards me with his arms out. So I'm thinking, okay, so I have his attention focused up here with his neck. He starts walking aggressively. I'm thinking double leg underneath everything. All right, guys, Matt Arroyo here, and I'm going to basically go through this roll with you. This is one of my students, John Kenny, really good brown belt, super strong, and very good cardio. All right, so show you some of the stuff that we go through here. Right now, I'm just looking for a couple things. I'm looking to get the insides with my hands. If we're going to be touching each other, I want my hands on the insides of his arms. And I'm also trying to look for arm drags. If I see these elbows come off of his body for any reason, I'm going to grab the wrist and arm drag and look for my arm drag trip or my arm drag double. And every time I grab his head, he's actually being very smart, because I usually grab people's head and I'm able to, see, I tried the arm drag there, it did not work. Every time I grab people's neck, I'm usually able to take my hand and pull their head under this armpit and get the front headlock, which is what I love to get. But he actually did the correct defense, which works very well, which is that cross arm here. So now I can't pull his head under my armpit. He does this several times. I try to get rid of it. I try to trip, distract, but it just doesn't work. So I try it again. I want to take his head and put it under this armpit, but again, he does the right thing. He cross faces me with his other arm, and it pretty much completely shuts it down, which is very frustrating because I love doing that. Like, I try it with the other side, he does it again. But now I see him getting a little aggressive, walking towards me with his arms out. So I'm thinking, okay, so I have his attention focused up here with his neck. He starts walking aggressively. I'm thinking double leg underneath everything. So that was the setup, which may not be the greatest setup, but if you have some speed and you shoot deep, a lot of times you'll still get it. My head is down, which is not very good technique, but again, as long as you drive through hard, it ends up in the right spot. So I have both knees down. What I'm looking to do, he's a big, strong dude, so I don't want him to sprawl on me here. So I'm looking to turn the corner and cut the angle and kind of bring him over here 45 degrees. So that's what I did, which kind of killed his sprawl. So really all he has left now is a post and a headlock and trying to get up in base, which most people, they just fall there and you're in their guard. But he did a very good job of putting his hand down and using, it's almost like he has a whizzer, but it's on my head, which is pretty effective. But now that my head's behind him, when we get up again, I get my hips underneath his and I'm actually able to lift him because my head's behind him. If he had the whizzer on the arm instead of the head, I would not be able to do this. And again, nothing crazy. I'm not trying to slam anybody hard. But now he has a guillotine grip, and anytime someone has a guillotine, you don't want your body and your head on the same side of the guillotine. So you don't want your legs on the same side as the head. So immediately I'm thinking I got to jump over to this side, like immediately. So I grab his head, I jump over, I got to kill that hook here on top. I don't want to get hooked when I do it, so I want to put a little shoulder pressure to make him think about that. Immediately, he's got the chin strap, he's trying to do the chin strap roll, which I feel like works a lot, but I was ready for it. I actually was able to base my left elbow, of all things. And the only reason I was ready for it because I know he likes to do that. That probably would have worked if it was his first time doing it to me. So he's got a hold of my arm here and my chin strap. The thing that kind of made it not work as well is he doesn't have a full chin strap. So he's kind of got just his fingers on my chin. He should get his whole palm under my chin and his fingers on my far jaw. And then he could pull my chin up as he does it, and it would have definitely worked. See, he kind of released the chin strap, which gave me a chance to kind of get my face back down. I used my elbow to base, my left foot, and I was able to put him back down. So just holding side control on John is very difficult. He's very active, he has very good cardio, he's strong as hell, and he's trying to really hook my arms. And you'd be thinking maybe I should go for Kimura, but if you felt this grip he had on me, there's no way. He's got his hands locked. So I kind of just got to, my idea here was to just let him burn a little energy, and that's what I'm doing. But again, if you have energy for 7 minutes straight, it's not going to burn. But there's really not a whole lot I could do as long as he has this grip. So I wait. This might have been my second or third match, so I'm still pretty fresh. And I really want this Kimura. I want to get my hand under here and lock it up, but he just keeps bucking every time I think about it, so I have to base. And he's holding my other arm. And now I'm thinking ninja choke, but it's kind of too late. So now he finally released, so now I'm really looking at Kimura. I'm thinking about it even more. I threw my left elbow over. I'm trying to like trap his arm. Now I'm thinking north-south or north-south, but I didn't feel like I can get it, so I just want to put a little pressure. What time is it grip? And now his arm is here, which is very hard to get the Kimura when it's all the way up there. So in my head I'm thinking razor. But again, every time I try anything, he keeps bumping. So it's really effective as long as you have the cardio to do that. So I try trapping this arm, so this arm's out of the picture. Not like smushing it to try to hurt his bicep, but just a trap, little hook trap. And I'm working on going to this arm to look for Kimuras. So that's what I'm looking for now. I have my hand right here, which is going to block any guard retention. So that's good. If I move this hand, then he can get back to guard in this little hole here. So I want to leave that here. I want to start working. And then look, he just explodes. So I got to establish my position again. So right here, I think I have a chin strap. We call it the Exorcist. And I really wanted this. Like I really thought I was going to get it. But he's got that freaking rubber neck that it's really hard to choke. I've choked a lot of top guys in this choke. You have the underhook, you have the chin strap, you bring your elbow to the body, and it kind of suffocates them. And I feel like I have it. I have a good grip. Like usually if the grip's not deep, I'll give up on it. But here I'm like really frustrated. I can't get this, that he's not tapping. I'm even trying to push his face into my hip so that if he does have any air anywhere, I'm trying to break it. But now I feel my shoulder and my bicep and everything's starting to get tense. So I'm like, screw it. Let me see if I can get mount off it. And I couldn't. And now here he rolls out. And I'm like, ah. So now, as you see, he fought this takedown a little less as he did over there. So it is kind of wearing on him a little bit. But again, he's still got that tight hold on my neck. So again, you got to just establish position when you can. So now he's got my head and I'm on side control. So anytime someone has your head when you're on side control, always be looking for the ninja choke. And the ninja choke is just locking your hands underneath his shoulder, around his head, under the underhook, and locking it under the shoulder, and just dropping the shoulder pressure, steady pressure. It's hard for them to pull their hand out now because you kind of trap their hand in there. So I'm trying it, but again, he keeps bridging me and bridging me. Every time I try to get something, I feel like he keeps bumping. So now I'm thinking head-arm triangle. His arm's stuck in there. I just got to glue my head to his, drive my knee over for mount. And again, super strong. Push my head down, putting his arms in the right spot. He's got his elbow in my hip, framing me away. So one of my favorite things to do is while in side control, case of Gatami, throw your leg over and try to triangle this up and then start working on the arm. Or if they try to push the leg off, I trap them. I do an arm trap. But he wasn't biting, so I decided to lock up any kind of triangle that I can and start to look for this top arm for a Kimura. So that's what I do, and this works really well. If you can't keep your legs connected, which obviously I wasn't able to do that there, then just keep everything tight, and then, yeah, you got to take that quick. I like to rip it this way quick to break the grip, and then go this way slow and give them a chance to tap. So as you see, I don't rip. Like in a tournament, you'll rip. Rip left, rip right. But here, I go nice and slow, boom. So as you see, it took like 4 minutes to get one tap, which shows, he's tough as hell and really good. So I look up at the clock, there's like 2.5 minutes left. So again, I'm looking for that inside neck grip, and he keeps doing that crossface, which is super effective. So anybody that's watching this, if anybody grabs your neck, that little cross grip is really good. Now I'm looking for the wrist control to try to open up his elbows for an arm drag. Again, I'm about 190, 193. He's probably around the same weight, maybe a little heavier, maybe in the high 190s. But again, just one of those guys who's very physically strong. I tried the same look high double leg, but he seemed like he was smart to that. And probably my energy is going down a little bit, so that was a battle I didn't want to do at that moment. I'm trying to conserve a little energy. And it looks like I'm working, which I am. I'm looking for a takedown, looking for grips, but I'm also breathing, getting my energy back, and looking for something else. And he's shooting. Obviously, he's not having much cardio issues. He's still shooting and going. So he pulls. So it was almost like a fake pull to come up, and he made a big mistake going to his knees. As you guys see, he pulled, and when he came up, he has the underhook, and then he lets it go. And because he let it go, it opens up a clear path for me to spin around to the back of him. I maybe rushed that a little bit. Looking at this now, I probably would have established that top turtle position first. But I said, screw it, let me try to throw my hooks in. I got my bottom hook in. I can't get this one in just yet. So anytime you can't get a top hook in, you should do the under hook. And that kind of keeps them in place. They can't roll to the side they want to roll to. I don't have a harness. I just have like a under wrist grip. So it's not good. So I'm going to try to turn this into a leg drag. So I keep my foot hooked. I keep this knee here, and I want to come up and glue my elbow to my knee and trap this leg as I come up. So which means I got to escape this arm, get this elbow out before I can come up. But he's got a good hold on it now. But then instead of that, he's looking for legs. And then his legs are almost impossible to toe hold or ankle lock. So I just said, screw it. Let me just try to get position. I go for the same submission I got before because I'm stubborn. And if I can't get it one time, I want to try it again, which is that exorcist. So he gave me the underhook, and I have the chin strap. I'm going to go for it again. And this time I really thought I had it. It was even deeper than the last. Steady pressure, steady pressure. I'm sitting in on it. Everything's right. It's just some people have those necks. I just, see, maybe I thought it was close. He had his hand ready, but not really. He's just looking for something to grab to come out. So at some point, I release it and I go right to the crossface. And again, I'm always looking for a better position. So I was looking for the mount there, but his arm was blocking. But I have this here. I have lots of pressure on that shoulder. You guys can't feel it, obviously, but you can see I'm really making him look the other way. I want to get this knee in that armpit and get this knee over for mount because I eventually want to go to the back. But again, he's just rocking and shaking, rocking and shaking. And I could really never just establish a good position because I'm always getting my base checked. I'm always there's always a chance he can roll me over, anything I'm doing. So now I'm looking for the north-south choke because I felt his arm underneath me go this way. So now I could drop my lat, but he's got his face in there. I can't really get it on his throat. But I was like, yeah, I got a short time. Let me try it. Steady pressure. I should really be walking backwards, which I'm trying to do now. But it's just not on the neck right. He's got his chin turned just enough. And I always use that. Anytime you can't get a north-south, they're so distracted that you can almost always throw your foot over for mount. So that's what I tried. And then he does the ninja get up. And that was it. So I hope you guys learned a lot, and be expecting a ton of these coming up in the next few days, weeks, months, years. All right? Comment on it. Subscribe. Like, share, whatever you can do, wherever this is posted. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments. All right, thank you.